When you hear one meal a day, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Starvation, right? Maybe. Suffering? Well, what if I told you it's not about starving at all? What if it's about flipping a really powerful metabolic switch that honestly, most of us have never even touched? All right, let's get into this. I want you to picture this, a giant warehouse. And the delivery trucks, they just never, ever stop arriving. I mean, boxes are piling up everywhere. They're blocking the aisles, blocking the exits. There's absolutely no time for the cleaning crew to come in, no time for repairs. That warehouse, that's pretty much our bodies on a standard 3 meals a day schedule. OMAD, in this story, is just the simple act of locking the front gate, stopping the trucks, and finally giving the cleaning crew a chance to come out and do their jobs. So let's just make sure we're on the same page with the terms. OMAD is just what it sounds like. 1 meal a day. It's an eating protocol where you get all your calories inside one single focused window. And the whole point, the big goal, is to trigger this thing called the metabolic switch. That's the crucial moment your body shifts from running on the fuel you just ate to tapping into your body's own vast reserves of stored energy. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going on a full 23-hour journey. We're going to start with that overwhelmed warehouse problem, then walk through what happens in the first 12 hours. We'll see exactly how that metabolic switch gets flipped, explore the incredible deep repair that happens, learn how to break the fast the right way, and then, at the end, figure out if this is something that might be right for you. Okay, so let's start with the problem. You see, our modern diet has basically put our bodies in this state of constant, non-stop overload. We are always digesting, always storing. OMAD is really about one incredibly simple idea. Just stop the deliveries, so the body can finally get around to the long overdue cleanup and repair work. This right here, this is our map for this entire explainer. We're going to walk through this timeline pretty much hour by hour. We'll start from the second you finish eating, move through that really critical transition phase, get into deep fat burning and repair, all the way up to the moment your body is perfectly primed to eat again. All right, the clock officially starts the moment you put your fork down. So let's take a look at what's really happening inside your body during those first 12 hours as it starts to burn through all its easy access fuel. For the first 4 hours or so, you're in what we can call the full phase. Your insulin is high and it's acting like a trophic cop, directing all that energy into your cells. Now, the key thing here is that during this time, burning your own body fat is, well, it's biologically impossible. Any extra energy just gets stored as something called glycogen. Think of it like easy cash in your pocket. But then, between hours 4 and 12, things start to shift. Insulin levels drop, and your body starts spending that glycogen cash. This is usually when ghrelin, so-called hunger hormone, spikes. You feel that rumble in your stomach. But here's the crucial takeaway. This is not starvation. It's more like your body's engine just sputtering for a second as it gets ready to switch from the main fuel tank to the backup reserves. And that brings us to, honestly, the most pivotal moment in this whole process. This is the part where your body runs out of that easy cash, and it's forced to do something truly amazing. It has to unlock the vault. Right around the 12-hour mark, give or take, your glycogen stores are running on empty. With no new food coming in and your insulin levels at rock bottom, a very special enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase finally gets the signal to activate. This enzyme, it's literally the key that unlocks your fat cells, allowing your body to start running on your own stored body fat, maybe for the first time in days, weeks, or who knows how long. But, running on fat is great for your body. But what about your brain? Your brain is super energy hungry, but it can't use fat directly. So your body does something even smarter. It creates an even better fuel source. And this just illustrates the difference perfectly. Glucose, which you get from carbs, gives you this roller coaster of energy, right? And it burns with a lot of metabolic smoke, what scientists call oxidative stress. But ketones, which your liver makes from fat, they provide this steady, flat line of energy. They're like a super fuel that burns way cleaner with less waste. And this is exactly why, somewhere around hour 16, so many people report that feeling of brain fog just lifting and being replaced by this sharp, clear focus. Your brain absolutely loves running on ketones. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because once your body is humming along on this clean energy, it can finally turn its attention to the really profound benefits of a fast. Deep cellular repair and, believe it or not, actually protecting your muscle. The process is called autophagy. Now, that literally means self-eating. I know, it sounds a little alarming, but don't worry, this is your body's internal recycling program. It's that cleaning crew we talked about in the warehouse finally getting to work, taking out all the trash, clearing out old, damaged parts to make way for new, healthy ones. So here's how it works, in 3 pretty simple steps. First, your cells go on the hunt. They look for junk, damaged proteins, old mitochondria that aren't working well, even viruses. Then they enclose all that junk in a little membrane and dissolve it. And finally, and this is the coolest part, they recycle the raw materials into brand new, pristine amino acids to build new, healthy cell parts. It's the closest thing we have to a biological fountain of youth. Okay, so this is the number one question, the biggest fear people have. If my body is eating itself, why wouldn't it just start burning through my precious muscle tissue for energy? It's a fair question. The answer is because of this. As you get deeper into a fast, your body unleashes a massive surge of human growth hormone, or HGH. We're talking spikes of up to 2,000%. 2,000, that's not a typo. HGH basically acts like a force field around your lean muscle. It sends a loud and clear signal to your body. Hey, burn the fat, but do not touch the muscle. We need that to go hunt. Your body's smart. It knows to burn the firewood, not the furniture. So, after 23 hours of this incredible internal process, your body isn't weak. It's actually optimized. It's incredibly sensitive, and it's primed for nutrients. And this makes how you break the fast absolutely critical. You don't want to waste all that good work. I want you to think of your cells at hour 23 like a dry sponge. You know, a wet sponge can't absorb any more water, right? But a dry, fasted cell is ready to soak up absolutely everything you give it. So if you give it good fuel, protein, healthy fats, a ton of veggies, it's going to absorb it all and use it to rebuild. But if you hit that super sensitive system with bad fuel, like pizza and soda, you're just going to flood it, causing a massive insulin spike and an even bigger crash. So here's how to think about building that one meal. It's really simple. You start with the foundation, high-quality protein. Your body is just desperate for those building blocks, those amino acids to repair and rebuild. Next, you add the energy, healthy fats, to keep that fat-burning machinery running smoothly. And finally, the micronutrients. You want a huge volume of vegetables to get all the essential minerals like potassium and magnesium that you need. Now, I want to be really clear about this. Jumping straight into one meal a day can be a shock to the system. So let's talk about adapting to it, and also who should probably be a little cautious with this kind of protocol. First things first, please don't just jump into the deep end. Transition slowly. Just start by gradually pushing your first meal of the day back by an hour, then 2. Second, electrolytes are absolutely key. As your insulin drops, your body lets go of sodium, so a little pinch of good salt in your water can be a game changer for preventing those headaches when you're adapting. And finally, and this is really important, fasting is a stressor on the body. So if you're already highly stressed, you're not sleeping well, or you have certain medical conditions, this might not be for you. And of course, always consult a doctor before making a drastic change like this. You know, when you boil it all down, the goal here isn't restriction. It's actually freedom. It's freedom from being a slave to the blood sugar roller coaster, freedom from constant hunger. It's about returning to a much more natural ancestral rhythm. Hunt, feast, and then rest, and allow the body to do its repair work. Which really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We live in a world that's basically designed to make us afraid of being hungry. But is that feeling, is it truly an emergency? Or is it maybe just a signal, just a habit, that we actually have the power to understand and maybe even to change?